Bill Bradley, registered dietitian.
Hey everyone, it's Bill Bradley from Mediterranean Living. And today I'm with George Zikos, who just wrote an article for us about the city of Thessaloniki. And he is going to make a dish and tell us about a dish. What's it called?
Soutzoukakia.
Okay.
So they're spiced meatballs and they're in a tomato sauce, but I really wanted to talk about where this dish comes from. And in the 1930s, what's present-day Turkey became present-day Turkey, and all the Greeks living there, they had to get up and leave and relocate. So they came to Greece and they brought all of their recipes with them, and this is one that stayed. So in Thessaloniki, you'll see this recipe a lot.
And what's the first step to this recipe?
The first step is soaking the broken up bread in wine. The next step is to add the bread to the ground beef. Here we have extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, onion chopped up, cumin, which gives this dish a lot of its flavor, and garlic. So I'm just gonna mix this with my hands really well until it's completely combined. And then I'm gonna let it sit in the fridge for an hour.
And you cover that in the fridge?
Yeah, I'm gonna cover it with plastic wrap.
Cool. And where did you get this recipe from?
I want to thank my roommate in Thessaloniki. His family had me over for dinner a couple times, and they shared with me this recipe. So I want to thank you for sending me a leaky, the recipe. Yeah, mix it really well so all the cumin and the garlic and stuff gets incorporated.
Great.
I'm gonna put this in the fridge.
Okay, and then we'll come back in about an hour and we'll cook it up. Okay, the mixture has been in the refrigerator for an hour and we've been frying it up, and we're just frying up the last part of the burger. And then what do we do after that?
Then we're gonna cover it with the tomato sauce that we prepared. Just a little tomato puree, some sugar, salt, and pepper.
And that's gonna go on top?
Yeah, we're gonna pour it on top of the meatballs, and then we're gonna cover that with aluminum foil and bake it in the oven for like 35, 40 minutes.
So you need some kind of a casserole dish for that.
Yeah,
It's gonna be big enough for all.
Try and use a Pyrex if you can, but if not, something big enough, you know.
Great.
Starting to smell like cumin.
Yeah. What would be some of the dishes that would be served with this?
I mean, I like to eat it with pita bread and yogurt.
Okay.
Not tzatziki. I mean, I think like the fresh yogurt.
And what about
Side dishes.
would there be
Greek salad, of course. Greek salad. Another thing, the lemon potatoes in the oven is amazing on the side with this.
You said you can't eat meat and potatoes in the Mediterranean diet. So why is it that you fry the hamburger before you bake it?
We're lightly frying it to like seal in the juices and keep all the flavors in there.
And you don't have to cook them all the way. You don't have to fry them till done because you're going to bake them after.
If you fry them too much and then bake them in the oven, they'll come out overcooked. So.
All right, so these are done. Then what do we do?
We're gonna pour over the tomato sauce. So the tomato sauce is a puree of tomatoes, sugar, a little bit, salt and pepper, and then you just heat that up on the stove for like 10 minutes, bring it to a boil. The flavor's in the meatballs, it's not as much in the tomato sauce, it's just like what you cook it in.
It's gonna cover this a little bit better, but then what do we do?
We're gonna cover this with aluminum foil and bake it for like 35, 40 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll be back in about 40 minutes with the finished product. Okay, the dish is out of the oven. Let's take a look. Oh, that looks delicious. And how do we serve this?
So we're gonna put like 4 Soutzoukakia, depending on how big they are.
What else are we gonna do?
I'm gonna put pita bread with it and yogurt.
Great. So tell us the name of this dish.
This is Soutzoukakia.
Okay. And what did we say at the end?
Kalioreksi.
Which means
Bon appetit.
bon appetit. All right. From Bill Bradley and George Zikos from Mediterranean Living, we'll see you next time.